Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our all-level flow. Today we'll start in a seated position. So whether you prefer to sit kneeling, if you'd like to sit up onto something, you can set that up. You can sit cross-legged. So just finding your comfortable shape. And begin to connect with the breath. Noticing how you're breathing today. Noticing the quality of your breath. Just doing a bit of a body scan. And just start to notice the different sensations in the body. Maybe noticing where you're holding some tension or tightness. Noticing any differences between the left side and the right side. And just taking a couple of mindful breaths here. Maybe sitting up a little taller and lifting up through the crown of the head. And just noticing how that feels. And start to walk the hands forward any amount. And just coming into this passive forward fold. Start to round through the spine. Maybe even push through the hands, rooting through the sit bones a little more. Stretching all across the back lines of the body. And then walking hands towards center. And we'll just set the right hand to the right side and reach the left arm up and over and stretch across the left side. Maybe root through that left sit bone a little more. Push through those left side ribs. Extend out through the fingertips. And then rising back up to center, left hand to the left side and reach the right arm over. And then coming back to center. And let's start to twist to the right. You can rest the left hand onto the right thigh or knee and just take the right hand out behind you. Maybe sit up a little tall. Find just a little more rotation. And start to sweep the right arm up and over. And just start to bend over that left leg. And then reach the arm back up. And set the hand back down. And we'll do 2 more. Sweeping the right arm up and over. Reaching over to the left. Take it back up through center. And lower the arm. 1 more time. Sweeping it up and over. And rising up through center. And set the arm back down. Unwind and coming back to center. And just take a breath here just to notice how the spine is feeling in this moment. And sitting up nice and tall. And let's twist to the left. Resting the right hand onto the leg or knee. Maybe sitting up just a little taller. And then just find a little more rotation. With that left arm, let's sweep it up and over. Start to take a side bend, leaning over the right leg. And then sweeping the arm back up. Lower the arm down. And 2 more times. Sweep it up and over. Leaning over to the right. Rising back up. And lower the arm back down. One last time. Reaching through the fingers, stretching up and over. And taking the arm up and lower it back down. And then unwind back to center. And just allow the body to experience the different sensations as you return back to neutral. And then let's stretch the arms out wide. Spread the fingers and turn the palms up towards the ceiling. Again, sit up just a little taller. Maybe lift the heart up a little. Start to take the arms out behind you, right? Like you're trying to get the thumbs to touch. Really stretch across the front body. And then release, come back to center. Still holding the arms out wide with the palms face up. Start to turn the fingertips down. Maybe start to feel a sensation of stretch all across the arms. Hold here. Right, keep lifting the arms, keep them up towards shoulder height. Right, can you turn those fingertips down just a little more? And then lifting the hands back up, palms facing the ceiling. And just start to curl the fingers in and just make a fist. And just curl the hands in towards you. And then release. Spread the fingers wide. And one more time, just start to turn the fingertips down towards the mat. Right, start to feel that stretch across the arms. Notice if the shoulders are starting to shrug. Just relax the shoulders and extend out through the arms. Right, can you point the fingertips down towards the mat just a little more? And then lifting the hands back up. Curl the fingers in, make a fist, and just curl the fists up. And then release, and then lower the arms out. And maybe just give the arms a bit of a shake. Maybe roll the shoulders a few times. And then let's make our way into tabletop. And we'll set up for cat and cow. So spreading the fingers wide and pressing through the full palm of the hand. Shoulders either stacked above wrists or slightly behind. And knees about hip distance, and either tops of the feet on the mat or toes can be tucked under. And on your next breath, start to scoop the spine and drop the belly, sending the heart forward and taking the gaze up. On your next breath, start to lower the head and tuck the tailbone, round through the spine and stretch all across the back body. And then when you're ready, making your way back into cow, and then moving into cat. And just a few cycles of cat and cow, and just going at your pace. Just focusing on the movement along the spine. And then the next time you start to round through the spine, coming into cat, just start to sit the hips back any amount. And then when you're ready, lifting back up and coming into cow. And again, as you move into cat, start to sit the hips back any amount. And then shifting forward back into cow. And just a few cycles of this with the additional movement. And then coming back to center, let's lower down onto forearms with the palms face down and start to sit the hips back any amount. Start to notice a sensation of stretch through the shoulders. And then we'll shift forward and start to sit back once again, just stretching into the shoulders. Coming back forward and shifting back once again. Coming forward here and staying down on forearms. This time flip the palms up. And just try to keep the fingers down on the mat. Fingers are spread. And even try to get the thumbs to touch the mat. And then slowly start to sit back any amount. And just focus on keeping the palms flipped up. Focus on keeping the thumbs down towards the mat. And then shifting forward. And let's do that 2 more times. Start to sit back any amount. Right, focus on keeping the palms open, fingers spread, thumbs touching the mat as best you can. Coming forward. And last time. Start to sit back any amount. Try to keep those thumbs touching the mat. And then coming forward, flip the palms down, coming back up onto hands into your tabletop. And let's step both feet back, coming into plank, and take the hips up and back for downward dog. And just pedal the feet out a few times in downward dog. And just stretch out the back of the legs. And then coming back to center, let's bend the knees deeply and look forward to the hands and hop or walk to the top of the mat, coming into forward fold. Really root through the feet. Knees can be bent or legs can be towards straight. On your next breath, lifting up halfway, get long through the spine and extend out through the crown of the head. Folding forward once again and pressing feet down into the mat. Rise up to stand, reaching arms up and over, and release the arms to your sides. Sweeping arms back up. Start to hinge from the hips, coming into standing forward fold. Lifting up halfway, unfurl the spine and send the heart forward. Folding forward and plant the hands. Stepping feet back, coming into your plank, either knees up or knees down, and then lower down onto the mat. Untuck the toes, hands by the low ribs, pressing the tops of the feet down into the mat. Start to curl up for your back bend. And then slowly lower back down. And we'll do 2 more. Start to rise up. Right, pulling the hands towards the back of the mat. Maybe lifting up a little more. And then lowering back down. 1 more time. Keep pressing the feet down. Lifting up through the crown of the head. Send the heart forward. And slowly lower. And then push back into your tabletop. Let's start to reach the right arm forward, palm face in, and start to sweep the arm up and over. Take it out behind you and start to sit the hips back. As you shift forward, reach the arm up and over, send the arm forward once again. And let's do that 2 more times. As you sit back, right, outer or inner rotate the arm and send the arm back behind you. Shifting forward towards your tabletop and unwind and send the arm forward. 1 more time, sitting back, taking the arm out behind you, and then shifting forward and reach the arm up. Take it out in front and then lower the hand, and we'll go to the other side. Reaching that left arm forward, palm faces in. Start to take it out behind you. Inner rotate the arm, send it out behind, and start to sit the hips back. Shifting forward towards your tabletop, returning the arm forward. And let's do that 2 more times. As you sit back, take that arm out behind you, shifting forward, and take the arm forward. And last time, inner rotate that arm, start to sit back, spin the arm out behind you, and then shifting forward and reaching that arm forward, and then lower the left hand down. Let's walk the hands over towards the right side of the mat and step the left foot forward, coming into your lunge. Keeping that left hand planted, reach that right arm forward, and then inner rotate the arm, send it back, sweep it back up, and send it forward. Lower the hand down, and then sweep both arms up and over, coming into low lunge. On your next breath, let's twist to the left. Take the arms out wide. Start to lower that left hand down and reach the right arm up. Coming back to center into your twist. Lower the right hand down, reach that left arm up, and then rise back up into your twist. Take that left arm down and stretch the right arm up. Returning into your twist and set the right hand down, stretch that left arm up. Last time, rising up into your twist. Reach that left hand back, stretch the right arm up. Rising up through your twist. Let's lower the right hand down. Keep that left arm up. On your next breath, let's sweep the left arm underneath the right. Reaching back up. Let's do that 2 more times. Sweep the left arm under the right and open back up. One last time. Sweep the arm under. Reach the arm back up. And then let's plant the left hand down. Tuck the right toes under and lift the right knee up. And step the right foot forward, coming into standing forward fold. On your next breath, lift up halfway. Fold forward once again. And then rising up to standing, reaching out through the fingers. Take the arms up and over and lower the arms to your sides. Sweep both arms back up. Start to dive forward into your standing forward fold. Lifting up halfway and folding forward. Let's plant the hands and step that right foot back, coming into your lunge, bending the knee and lower the knee down. Step the left leg back, returning into your tabletop. And we'll do that same flow on the other side. Let's walk the hands over to the left side of the mat. Step that right foot forward next to the hands. Start to reach the left arm forward. Take it out behind you. Inner rotate the arm and send the arm back. Reaching back up. Outer rotate the arm and send the arm forward. And then lower the left hand down. Sweeping both arms up and over. Coming into your low lunge. And let's twist to the right. Open arms out wide. Lower the right hand towards the back leg. Stretch the left arm up. Rising up through your twist. Start to plant the left hand down. Reach the right arm up. Rising back up into your twist. And again, lower the right arm. Stretch the left arm up. Coming through your twist. Lower the hand down. Reach that right arm up. And last time, rising up. Take that right hand down, stretch the left arm up. Rising through your twist. And let's plant the left hand down. Reach that right arm up. And let's thread that right arm underneath the left. Open back up. 2 more times. Sweep the right arm underneath the left. Opening back up. And 1 more time, sweep the right arm under. Reach it back up. Let's plant the right hand down. Tuck the left toes and lift the left knee up. And step the left foot forward next to the right. Next breath, lift up halfway. Extend out through the crown of the head. Folding forward once again. Rooting feet down into the mat. Coming up to standing. Stretching arms up and over. And lower the arms to your sides. Let's take the arms up. Start to hinge forward. Coming into your standing forward fold. Lift up halfway and lengthen. Fold forward once again. Planting the hands, let's step the left foot back. Coming into your lunge. Lower the left knee down and step that right foot back. And start to sit the hips back any amount. Either coming into a child's pose or a modified child's pose with a toe stretch. Take a moment to connect with your breath. And just experiencing the different sensations here in this pose. And then let's shift forward into tabletop. Walking hands over to the right. Let's step that left foot forward. Tucking the right toes under, lift the right knee up off the mat and pivot onto the sole of that right foot. Let's reach that right arm forward. Inner rotate the arm and sweep it out behind you. Reverse and take the arm back up. Outer rotate the arm and send it forward. And then lower the hand back down. Bend into the left elbow, place it onto the left thigh, and sweep the right arm up and over, coming into extended side angle. Holding here in your pose, Let's sweep the right arm out behind us. Sweep it up and over. Send the arm forward. One more time. Sweep that right arm up and take it out behind and reaching forward once again. On your next breath, let's rise up, coming into warrior two. And then let's lower the right hand down, stretch the left arm up for reverse warrior. And then rising through warrior two, start to make your way back into extended side angle. And then let's do that flow one more time. Sweeping arms up, coming through warrior two, and then coming into reverse warrior. Returning into warrior two, taking that left arm onto the thigh and reach the right arm forward into extended side angle. And just holding here for a moment. And then let's plant the right hand down onto the mat. Spin the right heel up and reach the left arm up. On your next breath, let's sweep the left arm underneath the right. Open back up and stretch the left arm up. Two more times. Sweep the left arm under the right. Opening back up. And sweep it under the right one last time. And stretch the left arm up. Plant the left hand down. And let's step the right foot forward next to the left. Coming into standing forward fold. On your next breath, lifting up halfway, unfurl the spine and send the heart forward. Folding forward once again, and then rise up to standing, taking arms up and over, and lower the arms out to your sides. Take the arms back up. Start to fold forward, coming into standing forward fold. Lifting up halfway and folding forward once again. Planting the hands, let's step the feet back, finding your plank, knees up or knees down, and lower down onto the mat. Untuck the toes. This time take hands underneath the shoulders, elbows in at the sides, and on your next breath, start to rise up, lifting up through the crown of the head. Maybe lifting the legs up off the mat and extend out through the toes. And then next option, maybe lifting hands up off the mat. And just hold here. Keep breathing. Back of neck is long. And then let's slowly lower back down. Two more times. Start to rise up. Send the heart forward. Lifting up through the crown of the head. Option to lift the legs and lift the hands off the mat. Right, really engaging the back body. And let's lower back down. One last time, rising up, lifting legs and hands up off the mat. Keep the back of the neck long. And lowering all the way back down. Hands by your low ribs and pushing back into a child's pose. Arms can be forward or back, or you can bend the elbows and stack the hands and rest the forehead onto hands. And just connect with your breath, taking this moment to pause. And then rising up into your tabletop. Let's walk hands over to the left side of the mat. Step that right foot forward. Tucking the left toes under, lift that left knee up and pivot onto the sole of that left foot. Really planting that right hand down. Reach the left arm forward. Take it out behind you. Inner rotate the arm and send the arm back. And reverse. Start to outer rotate the arm. Reach it forward once again. And then lower the hands down onto the mat. Bending into the right arm. Place that forearm onto the right thigh. And sweep the left arm up and over for extended side angle. Rising up into warrior two. And then let's start to lower that left hand down. Stretch the right arm up. Coming back into warrior two. And bending into that right arm. Returning back into extended side angle. And two more times. Rise up through warrior two. Lower that left hand and stretch the right arm up for reverse warrior. Coming through your warrior two. Bending into that arm. Place it onto the thigh and reach the left arm over. Last time. Sweeping up into warrior two. Lower that left hand down onto the back thigh. Stretch that right arm up. Returning through warrior two. Bend into that right arm and place it onto the thigh. Stretch the left arm forward. And then let's plant that left hand down. Spin the left heel up and stretch the right arm up for twisting lunge. And then let's thread the right arm underneath the left. Stretch across the back of the shoulder. Sweep that arm back up. Two more times. Sweep the right arm under. Reaching back up. And last time, thread it underneath the left. Reaching the arm back up. Let's plant the hand. And then step the left foot forward next to the right, coming into standing forward fold. Next breath, lift up halfway. Keep the back of the neck long. Fold forward once again. Press the feet down into the mat. Rise up to stand. Reaching arms up and over. And taking arms to your sides. Let's sweep the arms back up. Start to dive forward, making your way back into standing forward fold. Lifting up halfway and lengthen. Folding forward and plant the hands. Step both feet back. Find your plank. Knees up or knees down, and lower down onto the mat. Untuck the toes and take the arms to your sides, palms face down. Keep pressing the feet down into the mat and start to curl up for your back bend. Lift the arms up and reach the fingertips back. Maybe lift the legs up off the mat. Extend out through the toes, lift up through the crown of the head, and slowly lower all the way down. Two more times. Start to rise up. Maybe lift the arms and lift the legs up off the mat. Maybe lift everything up a little higher, and then lower all the way back down. One more time. Rising up, lifting arms and legs up off the mat. Maybe taking them up a little higher and lower all the way back down. Hands by the low ribs and push back into a child's pose. Arms forward or back, or bend the elbows and stack the hands and rest the forehead onto hands. And just taking a moment here to pause. And then coming forward into tabletop, let's walk our hands over to the right side of the mat. Let's step that left foot forward next to the hands, tucking the right toes under and lift the right knee up. Pivot onto the sole of that right foot. Let's reach the right arm up and just keep that left hand planted. Get wide across the chest and lift up through the crown of the head. On your next breath, rise up into warrior two. Hold here in your warrior two. Lowering the right hand, stretch the left arm up for reverse warrior. Return back into warrior two. And just looking over that left hand. Let's sweep the hands out behind us and interlace hands behind the back. Pull the knuckles down towards the floor and lift the heart up. And then just release the hands and open back up into warrior two. Let's interlace hands behind the head. Take the elbows out wide. Again, just keep lifting up through the heart. Keep the elbows out wide. Start to tip the right elbow back. Take the left elbow up. Rising back up. Start to tip forward, taking that left elbow towards the left leg. Rising back up to center. Let's release the arms and interlace the hands behind the back once again. Pull the knuckles down towards the floor, holding here, and start to hinge forward, coming into humble warrior. Hold here in your humble warrior. Maybe lift up through the crown of the head. Keep the back of the neck long. And then release the arms, but we're still reaching or tipping forward. And let's bind the arms. Take that right elbow underneath the left, taking eagle arms, either palms together, back of hands together, or you can just hold on to opposite shoulders, but still hinging forward. Start to sweep the arms towards the center of the mat and start to just flip the feet so that the feet are facing this edge of the mat and you're standing in this wide-legged forward fold with eagle arms. Start to take the arms towards the right leg. Start to turn the right toes towards the back of the mat. And just coming into this forward lunge with our eagle arms. Slowly start to rise up. So coming into a warrior two stance towards the back of the mat. Still holding the eagle arms, maybe send the arms forward. Maybe lift the arms up and take a bit of a back bend. Coming back to center. Let's sweep our arms towards center, turning toes towards the side of the mat. Just coming into this wide-legged stance. Flip the left toes out towards the top of the mat, bending into that left knee,
Straighten the right leg and turning forward towards the top of the mat. Coming into our warrior two towards the top of the mat, still with our eagle arms. Again, maybe send the arms forward. Maybe take a bit of a back bend here if that feels good. And then lower the arms. Release the arms out wide. Coming back into warrior two. Sweep the right arm forward and spin the right heel up. Reaching arms up overhead for high lunge. And on your next breath, let's step the right foot forward next to the left and sit the hips back. Coming into chair. Pressing feet down into the mat and rise up to stand. Release the arms to your sides. Just take a moment here to pause. Maybe shake out the arms or shoulders. You could do a few shoulder rolls here. And then let's sweep the arms up and over. Start to dive forward. Coming into standing forward fold. Lifting up halfway and lengthen. Folding forward once again. Let's plant the hands and step the feet back. Finding your plank. Knees up or knees down. And lower all the way down onto the mat. Untuck the toes. And let's interlace hands behind the back. Start to pull the knuckles back. Press the tops of the feet down and start to curl up into your back bend. And just hold here. Keep pressing the feet down into the mat. And then slowly lower back down. And let's do 2 more. On your next breath, rising up. Send the knuckles towards the back of the mat. Keep pressing the feet down into the mat. And then slowly lower. 1 more time. Rising up. Pull the knuckles back. And keep pressing the feet down. Send the heart forward and lift up through the crown of the head. And slowly lower back down. Release the hands. Take them by the low ribs and push back into a child's pose. Any arm variation that feels supportive to you. And just take a moment here to pause and reconnect with the breath. And then coming forward into tabletop, let's walk our hands over towards the left side of the mat. Step the right foot forward. Tuck the left toes under and lift the left knee up. Pivot onto the sole of the left foot. Keeping the right hand planted. Stretch that left arm up. Holding here. And start to rise up into your warrior two. Looking over that right hand, lower the left hand down. Reach the left or right arm up for reverse warrior. Coming through back into warrior two. Sweeping hands behind the back. Maybe interlace hands the opposite way. Pull the knuckles down towards the floor and widen across the chest. And then release the hands. Open back up into warrior two. Let's interlace fingers behind the head. And again, maybe interlace the fingers the opposite way. Keep the elbows out wide. Get tall through the spine. Start to tip that left elbow towards the back leg. And then rise up through center and tip the right elbow towards the right thigh. Rising back up to center. Release the arms and take them out behind you once again. Interlace fingers behind the back. Pull the knuckles down towards the mat and lift the heart up. Start to hinge forward, making your way into humble warrior. Holding here in your humble warrior, release the arms and we'll set up for eagle arms. So taking the left elbow underneath the right and bind the arms, either hands together, back of hands or palms, or holding on to opposite shoulders. Holding here, start to sweep the arms over to the side and start to turn the toes towards the side of the mat, coming into this wide-legged stance. Start to sweep the arms over to the left leg. Start to turn the left toes out towards the back of the mat. On your next breath, start to rise up, coming up into your warrior two stance with eagle arms. Maybe send the elbows forward a little. Start to get a bit of a sensation of stretch across the back of the shoulders. Maybe lift the arms up and even take a bit of a back bend. Coming back to center. Start to sweep the arms towards the side of the mat. Turn the toes to the side of the mat, coming into this wide-legged stance. Turning the right toes towards the top of the mat. Taking the arms forward and bend into that right knee. Returning into our warrior two towards the top of the mat with eagle arms. Again, send the elbows away from you. Maybe take a bit of a back bend here. And then coming back to center, release the arms, opening up into warrior two. Let's sweep the left arm forward and lift the left heel up, reaching arms up and over for high lunge. And next breath, let's step the left foot forward next to the right. Take the hips back, coming into chair. Next breath, rise up to stand and lower the arms out to your sides. Again, take a moment, maybe shake out the arms, do a couple of shoulder rolls, and then just return back to center. Let's reach the arms up and over. Start to dive forward, making your way back into standing forward fold. Lifting up halfway, lengthen the spine and send the heart forward. Folding forward once again. Plant the hands and step the feet back, coming into your plank, knees up or knees down. Lower all the way down onto the mat. Untuck the toes, and this time reach the arms forward. Take the palms face in. Pressing the feet down into the mat. Start to lift the arms and curl up for your back bend. On your next breath, lift the legs up off the mat. And keep holding and keep breathing. And slowly lower all the way back down. 2 more times. Next breath, lift the arms, lift the legs up off the mat. Maybe lift everything up a little higher. And then slowly lower all the way back down. 1 more time. Lifting arms and legs. Lift up through the crown of the head. Really light up the back body. Keep breathing. Maybe lifting up just a little higher. And then slowly lower down. Hands by the low ribs. And push back into child's pose. Again, any version of the arms that feels right for you. And slowly coming up to a seat, swinging the legs out in front and extending both legs out front, and just sitting up nice and tall. Flexing the feet and just keep the legs together and just hug the inner thighs down into the mat. Reaching both arms up and over. Maybe get a little taller through the spine and then start to hinge at the hips, coming into a seated forward fold. And you can fold forward any amount and then lower hands onto the mat. Maybe lift up through the crown of the head a little more. You can bend into the knees and just hold here. Option if you'd like, you can round through the spine and just stretch out the back body. And then making your way back up to a seat, taking the feet onto the mat and slowly lower onto your back. And we'll set up for a reclined twist. So let's hug the knees in towards the chest. And just rock a little from side to side. Holding on to the right knee, extend the left leg out along the mat. Taking the right knee in the left hand and just let the right arm fall out to the side. And sweep the right knee over to the left. And just finding your reclined twist. You can rest the right hand or left hand onto the right thigh. You can keep the right leg bent, or you can extend it towards straight. You can take your gaze over to the right, and maybe even push the right ribs forward a little more, and just notice how that feels. And just taking a few breaths here in your twist. And then unwind, coming back to center. And we'll set up for the other side, hugging knees in towards the chest. Again, just rock a little from side to side. And then holding on to the left knee, extend the right leg out along the mat. Taking the left knee in the right hand, and just extend the left arm out to the side. And take that left leg over to the right, setting up for your reclined twist. Right hand can rest onto the left thigh. You can keep the left knee bent or extend the leg towards straight. You can take your gaze to the left. And again, maybe push the left ribs forward a little and just notice how that feels in your twist. And just a few breaths here. And then unwind, coming back to center. Take a moment here to tune into your awareness, just listening to what your body's asking for. If your body's ready for final relaxation, you can extend the legs out along the mat. Let the feet fall out to the sides.
Let the arms rest out to the sides. And just let the whole body relax. Let the whole body get heavy. Just allow it to sink into the mat. And if you're ready to close your practice, start to deepen your breath, bringing awareness back into the body, inviting movement into fingers and toes, inviting movement into arms and legs. You could roll your head from side to side, gently waking the body back up. If you'd like to do one more stretch, you can reach the arms up overhead. Take a deep inhale here and stretch all through the body. And on your exhale, letting everything go. You can hug the knees in towards the chest and just rock a little from side to side. Take a moment to thank yourself for your practice today. And then when you're ready, making your way back up to a seat. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining and sharing your practice with me today. It's always an honor and always a joy to share this practice. Sending gratitude for our practice and gratitude for our community. Wishing you both a beautiful rest of the day. Peace.
Thank you, Anne.